So, today we're going to talk about my Karlach costume, but in particular we're going to talk about my fangs and my ears. Because I get a lot of questions about both, like specifically the ears and the fangs, so I'm just going to do a little breakdown of how they work and how I make them. I'm going to start with the ears. These are my Karlach ears. They're pre-cut, shaped, and colored. They match onto my ear pretty much perfect. Once they're glued down, they mesh with my ear pretty flawlessly. Of course, they don't come out of the box like this. These I do have to do a little surgery on, but these are actually Spirit Halloween goblin ears. But I get a lot of questions about how they look so nice, so we'll get into it. This is the ears that I buy for Karlach, but you don't have to use these. I know these are pretty massive. There's a bunch of other ears out there you can use, but I have these two. These are not as massive. They're a little bit more chic, but these, the sides don't like mesh as well on your ear like the other ones do, because they're so flat and don't have a lot of shape on the inside. You can tell pretty easily that they're not your ear. Same with my little hobbit ears. These boys are thick, so they look cute, but you can very much tell that they're not part of your ear. So I am not a state-of-the-art costume person. I do cosplay and stuff for work, but it is more of a hobby than it is work. So I'm not certified for any of this. I'm just showing you my tricks that I have learned for myself. So when you pull the ear out of the box, this is what it looks like. It's an actually full ear. Now, you throw this bad boy on and it looks ridiculous and it feels bad. And sure, you can glue that to your face and it will look like an ear, but you can't hear well with these. It's not great. So what we're gonna go and do is cut them. Now, if you're trying to get seamless ears, I do recommend getting these. I think these used to be goblin ears. When I went to go buy them this year, they're now calling them the large elf ears. But these used to only come like this as a goblin. So I guess they've changed their marketing. I'm not really sure. But these are nice because they come with the full ear mold. It's easier to get it to shape to your ear. So what you will need is any kind of foundation or whatever to color them. You're also going to need some kind of surgical tape. It doesn't really matter what kind. I use this tape because it's very thin and it goes on pretty well. But any kind of tape works. You can use latex if you want. I'm not a fan of the latex on shaping ears just because it gets too sticky and it starts sticking to itself. If you're making an ear from scratch, latex is great, but if you're just trying to shape this to your ear, I would go with tape. You're gonna want a pair of small scissors. You can use regular size scissors, but it's a lot harder to get the cuts clean and precise. So I would recommend getting some small scissors. How I like my ears to look. I like having a little bit that goes about right here, and I like having a little bit that kind of goes inside my ear so it looks like it's part of this. I'll usually kind of look at it, yeah. So you'll see on these particular, they have that little piece right there, and I know I want my ear to kind of stop right there, so I'll cut that bit out. And I don't use these little flaps, so I just get rid of them. If you like having that little flap on the back and you can glue it to the back of your neck to make it more stable, keep it. I hate it, so I always get rid of it. We have cut that little piece out. I'm gonna stick it on my ear and kind of see how it looks, how it feels. That's not too bad. Now, on the back of this ear, you can see that where this, like how I want it to lay here, this piece doesn't even go over my ear. It literally, this long piece on the back, my ear goes to like right below it, so it doesn't even attach on the back of the ear, which is not good if you're going to be running around as a chaotic fey creature of the wild. So we're going to fix that. But we're going to finish doing this front part. So I want to get rid of this little inside section. We'll just cut that little bit out on your ear to check how it looks, and shaving away as need be. I kind of know my ear shape pretty well, so I know what I like. And you see how even without it being painted, this little piece I always stick inside my ear right there, so it looks like I'll actually glue it on the inside of my ear so it looks better. I might cut this a little bit higher because I would like my piercings not to look so squished, but I'm feeling this piece can come up a little bit more too. Shaving it down just a little bit more. This is what we got so far. There's all like this little edging. I'm gonna probably take that off. But yeah, as you can see on the back, it's got these little ridges, and I don't want those. So I'm just gonna cut those off. So now that looks nice and clean. Now this is where the tape comes in. As you can see, you can look at the difference, the back of the ear. I have tape over top of this back part, so it'll actually fit on my ear. Nice little strip, and you just place it on. What I normally do with this is I will take some eyelash glue, cure it a little bit better in some eyelash glue, and kind of made sure that it's sticking nice and good. Now what we're gonna do is just cut off all the excess that we don't need. Backside is a little bit too much. You want it to kind of have a little bit more of a curve to it. Cut that. And that feels better, and it looks like it's gonna stay pretty well. Now that you have the shape you want, if you have latex, you can put a layer of latex just to seal this down. Or if you have eyelash glue, you could put a little layer of eyelash glue, and that will seal it in as well. If you're planning on doing body paint, you probably don't need to do that because the body paint's gonna go ahead and seal it in. That is how I make them and shape them. At this point, I would color them and then slip them onto my ears. So I'm going to keep these bare for now. I'm not going to do the paint process. It's an easy process. You just put a color on and then you get some eyeshadow, give it a little dimension, and you're good to go. I'm going to save these for when I need another pair of ears. But that's how I make my little Karlach ears. Now, the teeth, I'm not really going to go into full detail because, well, they're really easy to do. I use 2 pairs of teeth. I usually try and do these 2 teeth when I make a double pair. Teeth are incredibly easy. Usually when you buy a pair of fangs, they'll come with a little packet of thermoplastic adhesive. It will usually come in a little jar like this, and this is what they look like. And how these work, throw them in hot water. I usually put my kettle on and pour it in a cup, and then I'll throw these in, and once they turn translucent, they are ready to be molded. And once you get them kind of molded into little balls, you'll stick it on the inside of your tooth, and then you'll go ahead and stick it right here. You'll want to hold it for about a minute or so until the thermoplastic starts drying. Once it feels stable enough to let go, you just wear them. I usually wear mine around the house for about 30 minutes until the thermoplastic turns back to this white color, and then they are fully cured. The thermoplastic will now have a shape of your tooth so you can pop it in and out. They will stay pretty well. After the first wear, after you've popped them out, they will have loosened up quite a bit. So if they aren't sticking and staying as well as you would like them to, you can get Fix Knot, which is denture glue. And you can put a little dollop on the inside of this and stick it in your mouth when you wear them the next time, and they should stay pretty well. But that's the teeth. They're really easy. There are much better tutorials for teeth than what I am telling you. The only difference is I'm wearing 2 pairs, and how you do 2 pairs is you just stick one on, let it sit, stick another one on. That's it. You let it dry, and then when you pull it out, it will come out as one thing, and that's it. It's easy. Good luck, and I hope this information helped you. If you have more questions, leave me a comment, send me a message, and I will answer as best as I can.